Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's coverage of the third season of the NASCAR Class C Maconi Fixed Series. This evening, we're excited to bring you top spot actually for the weekly strength of field race for the virtual Darlington Raceway in Darlington, South Carolina. Maconi Entertainment is here to bring you action from all types of racing for the top split for the Maconi Fixed Series, as well as top split for the Road to Pro Ladder and Fast Fridays. No matter what you're racing, we can bring the action to life. My name's Justin Prince. Alongside of the booth once again is ARCA Menard Series racer Braden Laster. Nolan Rempel is our producer for tonight's coverage, with cameras provided by the great Dougie Beard. Braden, tonight we make our way to Darlington, the place they called Too Tough to Tame. And now the balancing act is on for many to see, can they avoid a Darlington stripe?
That Too Tough to Tame is definitely the name of the game all season long. We're getting pretty late in the season here. It's been, tire wear at one track, dirty air at the other. Tonight, it's all about tire air. Or tire wear. It doesn't matter how many cars you got in front of you. If you don't take care of your tires at all, you're definitely not in for a good race. I think that's going to be the keys, I think, to success here tonight. I want to see a lot of guys with one, Darlington straps, and two, the blistering right sides.
Top split coverage going to be an intense one here tonight because throughout this week, drop weeks now start to be applied towards some of the point standing results throughout Season 2 for the 2024 calendar. That means for many drivers, some of those bad races will start falling off from the schedule. But the pressure's on to keep up good performances for some of the most difficult tracks left this season.
100%. Look at the point standings. I mean, you got a lot of guys in the top 15, top 20 that are just one bad race away from, falling outside the top 20, which is not a whole lot of, I guess, prestige really. There's no big points payout. It's all about bragging rights. But bragging rights can go a long way. So I feel like, some guys, they want to have a lot of good races here back to back. Like I said, one bad race, and, if you already had a couple bad races throughout the season, look at the schedule. You had Bristol, and you had Talladega, you had Coda. It was very easy to have a couple bad weeks. So you don't want to rely on those drop weeks if you can.
So a lot to discuss when it comes to the race itself here tonight here at the place they call Too Tough to Tame. Tonight we'll be seeing 40 laps around the racetrack in the C Fixed machines, also known as NASCAR Craftsman Trucks Series trucks, and expecting high speeds around the racetrack as drivers try to avoid contact with said wall. Jacob Snyder, for reference, entered the week as your points leader over Justin Patello and Keaton Jones. Those drivers had a separation of about 300 points. Snyder had the biggest buffer, though, nearly 300 up over everybody else before the drops. Snyder looking for another championship in this series.
And then after the drops, I mean, the gap closed pretty tremendously to just at or so, give or take 100. But then look at Jonathan Evans and Jabo. We've seen both these drivers a ton here in the top split action. Only 11 points separate those guys. Then Jabo and Perrin Huggins, 2 points. And then you got Dakota Long about 40 points behind Huggins. So the entire, from top five are about 150 points from each other, but second to fourth is really, really tight. And, top 10, top 15, top 20 is really cool. But if you can get top 5 in an official series, especially a fixed series, that's something to brag about.
Take a look at some of the drivers as they make their way around the circuit. Malik Ray on top of the board for qualifying over Justin Valdez. Dakota Long just pipped him, though, with the JRS racing truck. So he's now up by 2 100ths or so. Also in the field tonight, a lot of drivers with the Coke experience. Zach Novak, Graham Bolin, Ryan Doucette, Bob Bryant, amongst those with experience at the pro levels as well in the field tonight. And several of them, well, looking to have a bit of fun, let's put it that way, especially not just in RTP week, but also it's Darlington, baby.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a lot of action here. Like you mentioned, these are some of iRacing's best of the best. With it being the top split, these are the top ranked drivers. Most of these guys coming in at above the 1%, I guess, when it comes to oval side of iRacing. But Dakota Long and Malik Ray, I think, is going to be a great battle. Last week out at Kansas, Malik Ray took the victory, kind of played it smart, played it calm, cool, and collected. Him and Perrin Huggins kind of got into it there in the last lap. Perrin, I don't think it's actually here tonight, so we won't see a repeat of that. But Dakota Long looking for currently his second pole of the season, but his fourth in a row, or third, or technically fourth in a row, top 5 starting spot if he can hang on. I don't think he's going to fall outside the top 5 and qualifying over. He's going to get his second pole of the season, his fourth top 5 starting spot.
Qualifying coming to a close here tonight for the festivities. Let's see how the drivers fare out tonight from Darlington Raceway here on iRacing social media platforms and Maconi Entertainment. Dakota Lawn starts on the pole tonight. He'll start alongside the Coke driver Malik Ray. Julian Voida starts off in the third position tonight alongside Cody Johnson. Inside the top five, Bob Bryant putting up a 29 flat at qualifying. He'll start alongside a newcomer for this time slot in Jalen Handcamp. The first time this season seen him. Everett Krauts the same thing from the 7th position. Aaron Clemens starts off in the 8th position. Jonathan Evans, a regular in said slot, starts off in 9th, and Dylan Basin rounds out your top 10.
We got a lot of newcomers coming down. This is Alec Daffin in 11th, James Bomar in 12th, Kyle Carpenter 13th, Cody Keller in 14th, Philip Zardensky in 15th, Ryan Zima in 16th, Rodrigo Dominguez in 17th, Ryan Doucette, Coke driver for the Pittsburgh Knights, there in 18th, on off deep in the field. Zach Novak as well, another Coke driver right behind him. And then Jesus Andrade, Jesus Andrade. And then those are the top 20 starters. The only ones that took a time, Grant Bowen, Cole Pock, and Eli Carter, going off 21st, 22nd, 23rd, did not take a time. So a bit of an interesting strategy for those guys.
So let's talk about the Maconi setup shop race analysis for tonight once again. 40 laps your distance tonight here from Darlington. The drivers in turn will be seeing themselves run more so towards the 100-mile mark for this evening. But it's not as simple as the mile and a half where we see the 40 laps very common. This is Darlington. It goes a lot longer in theory, and there's a lot more potential for attrition we've already touched upon. The weather conditions as well are very hot for tonight.
That temperatures going to be hot, the track's going to be hot, the tire wear is going to be off. It's going to be very interesting to watch these guys manage and deal with their tires. You want to be up there by the wall. They call it the Darlington stripe because they're going to be up there right up against the wall. And the closer you can get, the faster they're going to be. And sometimes even that means you have to kind of ride the right rear, right front, and to give yourself a little damage on the right side. You got to be careful though. You hit at the wrong angle, at the wrong speed, at the wrong place on the track, and it can definitely cause catastrophic damage and ruin the race. So it's going to be interesting to see who takes advantage of the most of the outside line.
So let's talk about your keys to win for Darlington. Who or how do they get the job done when it comes to this place tonight? How do they win here?
I think taking care of tires is going to be the huge deal here to winning success. We got 2 sets in the pit, so they can't come down too early, but you don't want to gamble either. You know, after 5 or 6 laps, I think you can see guys come down and take tires, but you don't want to, like I said, waste away those 2 sets early on.
Who's your pick for the win?
I got to go with Malik Ray back-to-back.
He's in a great spot to try and do that already for the outside front row. We'll see who conquers Darlington here tonight. We're glad to have you with us here on iRacing and Maconi Entertainment. It's the Maconi Fixed Series, the S.O.F race, the top split. Green flag is out. We're underway from South Carolina. And we're already in trouble. Lots of sliders in the mid-pack. That is Aaron Clemens going into trouble. 3 and 4 and 5 wide for some heading to turn 3.
Clemens going to go from 8th to 20. 30-yard goal spin out right in front of him with a caution. Aaron Clemens in the wall. A couple others. Jesus Andrade hard in the wall as well. So Aaron Clemens' night goes from good to bad to terrible to even worse.
Zach Novak, who's making his first appearance of the season, was amongst those who got turned around for the yellow flag on the racing surface. And already, get the caution count out, it's our first yellow tonight.
As you see, kind of everyone stacks up here on these cold tires going into turn 1. Some take advantage of it more than others. Don't hesitate, really go 3 or 4 wide coming off of turn 2. So you're going through 1 and 2. See everyone trying to run up there by the wall, and that was the first actual bit on the, that was Aaron Clemens there on the initial, I guess, turn 1 and 2. Then going down the back straightaway here. And I'm Zach Novak in that 1 truck down at the bottom. Get some contact going into the corner. Riding on board, I think it was 17 of Jesus Andrade gets turned. So there were 2 incidents there going into turn 3, it looked like. Novak had contact ahead of Jesus. And then Jesus got turned by Kyle Carpenter. So actually a lot of spinning and wrecking here on lap 1.
Yeah, there's the reason for the spin around. That was contact with the 18 truck, Rodrigo Dominguez, making door-to-door contact with Novak. And already a lot of drivers having repairs done. Aaron Plemons with a meatball flag. Graham Bowen picked up severe damage in the heart of the field. Cautions come quick here, especially when you have stack-ups like that.
Yeah, for sure. So that's going to knock a lot of guys out of contention early on. Only one meatball flag, and it's coming from Aaron Plemons. He started inside the top 10, and definitely a rough go-around for him. So let's see if we can get back out on track and fix. He hasn't left the session yet. So that's one thing I like about these top split guys. You know, even though they might have damage, they know they don't really have a good chance at winning. Darlington is a track where you can overcome adversity. Even if you have damage, you kind of outdrive everyone to make up a ton of time, a ton of spots. So we'll see if someone's able to get back on track. And we've seen people, not necessarily in the Maconi C Fixed Series, but in Road to Pro, which, you know, utilizes a NASCAR truck and typically close to the same tracks at some point or another. But we've seen people come back from, you know, 5-6 laps down to score top 10. So they won't have quite the same opportunities, not being as long as a race tonight, but still opportunity to come back.
So it looks like we'll get ready for the restart pretty quickly here. Ray and Lon setting up side by side when we go back for the green flag here. So now that we've had one caution out of our system, how do you try and prevent things from stacking up on the second restart of the race, or start/restart?
Well, these drivers got a little heat in their tires compared to last time. Not ideal heat, but at least a little bit of heat. So hopefully some of them are a little more trustworthy of their tires going in the corner and, you know, don't back off as much. I think that was a big deal. There's a couple guys, you know, back off a little more than they intend to, and the guys behind them expect, and that's what caused that initial check up there with him. And he actually gets back out on track, overcomes the meatball flag. So we'll have to see how competitive he ends up being, starting or restarting that last year in 23rd.
And a lot of drivers are still trying to sort themselves out here, it looks like, before we get to the green flag. Now they sort themselves. Ray's now the control truck on the inside. Outside, Dakota Lawn, Boydez, and Johnson, your top four. And we're underway on the restart. Can we keep it clean for more than a corner? Looks like the top three at least able to single file this time.
It's two great starts in a row from Leak Ray. It took Dakota Long on the outside and then initial start to take the lead and stays in the lead by himself, pulling away from Dakota Long and Julian Vlades in third.
Alec Daffin amongst those who just got pushed to the back up the racetrack. Everybody else, clean run, clean lap. And we're now into our longest green flag run just like that. This is a racetrack, especially 1 and 2, though. You need to be single file. A lot of people don't want to do that in the trucks right now.
Now back in the pack, contact amongst some of their top guys. You got Graham Bull in there, number 2 truck, second ranked driver coming in tonight. Almost cleared himself off of Rodrigo Dominguez. These two have been going at side by side. Finally sort themselves out and get single file going into turn 3.
Already the 9 truck, Dylan Basin, trying to make up for some lost ground in the midst of things too. He's side by side right now with Jonathan Evans. Evans, that 11 truck, has showed solid pace as of late. We've touched upon his name a few times. Looks like Basin's got better pace inside. A clear and contact behind him. A slide by James Bonar. They still slide with the 8. Cody Kelleher holds on to it. We stay green. They nearly run each other over on the apron.
Wow, saved by Keller and managed to get sideways there and able to save it. Graham Bolin, though, didn't waste any time passing this guy's 3-4 wide down the back straightaway. Trying to pick up some easy spots, and that he does.
A lot of chaotic moments in the back of the field right there, but up towards the front. The queue is starting to build up behind Malik Ray. Cody Johnson and Julian Vlades are trying to keep things lined up. Just behind them, you also throw into the drafting train Bob Bryant and several more trying to move up like the 21 of Handcamp.
That drafting's not a huge deal. I tracked it at Darlington, only coming about 1.3 miles in length, give or take, but you don't want to be side by side going through the corner, that's for sure. If you thought Tyler was bad to begin with, going through corner with someone through inside or outside, definitely not ideal. I like the line these top 4 are running though. They're able to pull away a little bit from the guys behind them as they're trying to sort themselves out. But you got to go back side by side to 5th place. You got Jaden Handcamp. I believe that's Everett Couch. It is side by side to 3 and 4. These two have been leaning on each other the last couple laps here. And if we're going to get caution anytime soon, I think it's going to come from these two.
So now things are starting to really spread apart a little bit, but more so settle in, so to speak. So how do you get the pass done once the tires were in? That could be a huge question here tonight. How do you do it?
I think these guys set someone up. They can't really drive through them. They can, but they're going to have boards for, maybe a finger or two. Probably just one, though. But you got to be able to get the run off the corner, maybe have a little bit better exit. Force them to make a mistake. You got to run that high line, same way Malik Ray is to be fast, but you make them push a little too much and they want to, kind of slide up a wall, kills their exit, and able to pass them before the next corner.
Oh, some near contact. The 2 machine. Grant Bowen getting a little bump that time from the 19 of Philip Zorinsky. Zorinsky forced to lose a lot of ground there to keep it off of him, and as a result, Kelleher has a chance to the inside. This is currently the battle for about 13th.
These two are going at it. Graham Bowen, one of our biggest movers, up 8 spots. Oh, Dakota Long right to the wall in front of him. Long's not having a great night. He's falling back about 11 spots. So while Bowen's moving up, Dakota Long is dropping fast and go get turned actually by Cody Keller. Able to keep it going, but
caution flag is out. There it is. Eli Carter at the back of the field spun out in the checkup effect. Off the nose of Cole Potkin. And we're under yellow for the second time here tonight. Just about past a quarter of the way through the race, and now the tire strategy gets very intriguing from here.
Yeah, I mentioned they got 2 sets in the pit, so they need it, but once they have something for the end, they're going to be running on board here. It's Eli Carter at 23, Cole Potkin at 14 behind him. We saw that initial spin in front of them. Eli Carter checks up a little bit. You got Cole Potkin right there just inside and just didn't see the checkup. Awesome job getting around him. I'm not sure who that was. I believe that was James Bomar. Going to this outside, splitting them 2-3 wide there, but no harm, no foul, but right on board there with Hawkins. I don't think he expected Carter to check up. It wasn't a huge checkup, but it was enough to drive through him.
So time for pit stops here. As expected, everybody ducking on down. Malik Ray does have some damage, by the way, from one of the restart procedures already. That was after getting some bumper-to-bumper contact from the machine behind him on a slide that did not bring out a caution. So we'll see if he elects to get the damage repair done or if he elects to stay out. He seems to be fine despite the back bumper damage.
That arrow is not really a huge factor here at Darlington. We got a couple guys actually electing to stay out. It's going to be interesting to see Zach Novak and Rodrigo Dominguez both elect to stay out, maybe save a set for later. They were running outside the top 10, so it's going to be interesting to see how this shakes things up. They're going to be significantly slower, though, on, order rubber. But Malik Ray going to win the battle off of pit road as they got a bunch of hungry hippos that are stacking up behind.
So the pit stop service this time, seeing 2 drivers interesting enough stay out. Zach Novak, who was involved in the first caution. Rodrigo Dominguez did not pit. He's yet to come down. Lots of drivers like Dakota Lawn, Aaron Plummetts, James Bomar, Kyle Carpenter, and Carter still getting repairs done. So, as they all settle in here, this is a bold call here. Lots of potential tire spin. We also have Malik Ray and Cody Kelleher, who have also picked up 2 tires in their stalls.
I think it works if we have another caution in about 10 or 15 laps, and then everyone comes down and throws on their second set, and then a caution 4 or 5 laps after that with about 5 to go. I don't really see it working any other way, forcing everyone to throw on their second set, and then they're able to come down and throw on 4 or 5 laps fresher tires then, and at the very end. Otherwise, I think we're going to see another caution here real quick as they're going to be falling off like an anchor, if I had to guess.
So we'll find out how they hold on here. The 2 tires might be okay for a bit. The no tires, well, we're going to find out how well they're going to be in the next 30 or 40 seconds. Already nearly the halfway mark in tonight's coverage here on Maconi Entertainment. I'd like to remind you tonight's action brought to you by Maconi Setup Shop, the official setup shop of eNASCAR. For more information, go to MaconiSetupShop.com. It's the Maconi sponsored truck, Zach Novak, in control for the restart. Restart zone coming up from the right side of the racetrack, a slow roll for the straightaway. And Ray pushes Novak forward, green flag is out.
that inside line zone cleared the outside big time by 2 or 3 cars. Then Malik Ray already up to second, right on Novak's bumper. Using the fresh tires, going dive down the bottom through 1 and 2. Malik Ray to the lead. Goodbye, check out, and sign your ticket. We're going to wreck.
Caution flag is out. With 25 laps to go, more trouble. Cody Kelleher losing lots of bumper parts. He had a lot of contact from about 8th position. A lot to unpack for the restart, as not only did he not have a good start, he ended up hitting several trucks that ended up getting involved in the caution.
Actually, it's kind of an instant bystander. Starts there, that black truck, that's cover out, dapping on this cold tires. Just gets loose, overcorrects it right into the high line, and there's Cody Keller sliding up into it. A couple others involved, Aaron Plemons, but that all started with the 12, the out dapping. It's a hard overcorrect, one of the worst I've ever seen, to be honest. Keller was already fading back. He's got the black truck down the bottom, just gets loose, and oh man. I was Ryan to set to his outside that he got into initially, but that was a crazy overcorrect there. And we have officially lost Cody Keller. He's our first casualty of the night.
Kelleher having a lot of damage. So now, Novak is still in second with this, and we're getting ready for the halfway point by the time we get back going. Reminder, tonight's action brought to you by iRacing. Relied on as a training tool by countless professional drivers, iRacing's unrivaled as a racing simulator because its creators have managed to capture every last car and track detail. They've also recreated said details into a package that perfectly encapsulates the feeling of being behind the wheel of a race car, pushing its mechanical limits on courses designed to test the driver's skills and acuity, and the industry agrees. iRacing.com. Sign up and become a member today. So, we're under caution once more. Attrition building. So, we'll see how the restart plays out in a couple minutes here, Braden. Your thoughts as we're getting ready for near the halfway mark.
Well, it came in tonight. I said over under 3 cautions, and we are quickly making me disappointed that didn't go with the over initially. So Malik Ray, though, I think I did pick that correctly so far. Put on a pretty solid performance here for 2 weeks in a row. Cody Johnson, though, was starting to the outside of Malik Ray, was second before that caution everyone came down. He's fallen all the way back to 6th. So not really sure what's up with Cody Johnson to get the greatest restart the outside did it last time by. Johnson, unfortunately, a victim of that. But I'm interested to see Cody Johnson try to move his way back in the top 5 as well. He always puts on a great show. But Zach Novak and the old tire still on this outside front row, I don't think it's going to work out for anyone.
So 21 laps to go when we get back racing here from Darlington. Your top 10, Ray and Novak. Novak on old tires, Ray on 2 tires. Moedas and Dominguez. 4 tires for the 13 truck. Dominguez, no tires. Handcamp, Johnson, Krauts, Bryant, Evans, and Bolin round out how they're ordered for the restart in the top 10. Of note, your biggest mover so far is Graham, who is in that 10th position, up 11 after not electing to qualify here tonight and being involved in the first couple caution flags as a result. So now, Ray trying to get himself in position to win back-to-back S.O.F races here at iRacing. Let's find out if he's going to be able to hold off the pack. First gear launch, remember, for several of these drivers, if timed up right, Ray has already seen the driver alongside of Novak go to the first gear. Tire spin from Novak. Ray is off and away.
Malik Ray using those fresh tires easily gets off the line a lot better than Novak. Bladus in third, going settle right in line behind Novak. Should be able to clear him coming off for turn 2 with that fresh rubber. Dominguez, it's going to be 2, almost 3 wide coming off the corner though. Here comes Jaden Handcamp.
And Camp trying to make up a lot of ground in trouble. Spin on the apron, no caution. We stay green. Dominguez with a huge save to avoid going into the pack.
That was the save of the year by Rodrigo Dominguez. Just talked about him side by side with Handcamp coming off of turn 2. Gets hooked by him. There's a 360 style points for sure for Handcamp there.
So Novak continues to play good defense on Valedez. Now we'll see if the 13 gets the run here. Novak, remembers, had some good experience here at this racetrack in the Coke Series. Valedez, though, in the 4, able to get to the inside for second.
Novak able to hang on the outer rubber, loses a little bit of grip. right on board there for that replay of the hand cam. Wow, that was an awesome save. Definitely Tony Hawk's Pro Skater style points. Credits to hand camp there. But Zach Novak, though, real good style points going to him. Hang on to his older rubbers. He's got Valedas right behind him, pushing the issue side by side for second there for a little bit going through the corner. But I think Novak's going to start to fall off here pretty hard a little bit.
Caution. Yes, indeed. 19. That's Sarinsky, who was the wrong way around at the edge of the racetrack timing loop to trigger the caution. That was after a stack up at the 17. We're under caution. The 17 truck, the pink machine, is Jesus and Rand, who ends up getting very loose.
Yeah, just got loose coming off the corner, and then Phil behind him, but had nowhere to go. Actually got loose, it looked like trying to avoid Jesus, and I had a little bit of contact, and Dakota Long, unfortunately, wrong fish, wrong time, he caught a little bit of contact and came to reset. On board there with Philip. I mean, no warning whatsoever. The car in front of him going to get loose, and that's probably going to end the night for him.
Already past halfway, track position very much becoming critical here for obvious reasons. So, it obviously leads to a big question here. We've seen the bullet call from Ray and a couple others on 2 tires and the no tires for Novak. Pretty clear it's working for Novak, at least, for the no tires. So it leads to another question. Who tries it later, or better yet, when do those on the alt strategies take the 4 tires, if ever?
Yeah, that's definitely why I'm a little interested to see. I expected Novak to fall off pretty hard here, but he's staying strong. I just don't know if it's repetitive cautions back to back almost that he's allowing to not fall off as hard. I think if we got a long green flag run, he'd definitely fall off outside the top 5 at least. But no, Zach Novak, he's in the Coke Series for a reason, and some of his talents tonight being able to hang on this lot older rubber. So I actually remember racing at Zach Novak in the NASCAR Ignite days, and I'm in the booth and he's on track here in the top split action, so that's how it worked out for both of us if you had to guess. But I think some guys are going to take note of that and might try. Some may have a caution with 4 or 5 to go. You're going to have some guys take fresh tires, some guys might stay out as Dylan Basin gets a lucky dog and about put himself in the wall, actually. But so everyone currently running is on the lead lap. Cody Keller on the currently DNF.
As we continue to pace along for tonight's coverage, let's take the opportunity to talk a little bit about the Coke race. Just last night, the eNASCAR Coke iRacing Series at Talladega, Braden. For the first time in his career, after starting it nearly 8 years ago, the Canadian Dylan Duval finally broke through. It's wild to think about, but Dylan Duval just picked up his first career win last night in triple overtime at the Coke Series.
I mean, triple overtime at Talladega is definitely no stranger. It's always neat to see someone get an opportunity and get that first win, that first breakthrough like that. So,
or better,
that's one thing I love about it.
A better thing, how about first time in 8 years, to correct myself? The biggest separation between wins really in the Coke Series, if not ever.
Well, yeah, being able to go out, just kind of, you don't expect out of nowhere. Just being able to go back out there and, be competitive, get a win. I think everyone likes being able to win like that.
Dylan Duval, for reference, also picking up the first win from Nitro Circus in its history just last night. After they joined up with the series in the past year, that was in by a 1/10 of a second over Tucker Minter at the time of the caution loops. Tomorrow night, the eNASCAR Qualifying iRacing Series takes its turn on center stage. We'll see how tomorrow night fares out at 8 p.m. Eastern. It will be Maconi Entertainment with the coverage here on iRacing social media platforms and on Maconi Entertainment for top split coverage. FTN with second split throughout tomorrow night. And putting the word out, be sure to follow the paint policy to be able to make sure your trucks are on the circuit. For more information, go to MaconiSetupShop.com or to the iRacing website. Expecting a lot of good throwbacks as a result, though, because, well, a lot of people like to get creative for the throwbacks.
I've always thought, if I ran a throwback, it'd have to be the old Red Baron scheme from the late 80s. I believe it was Kenny Schrader that ran it, or multiple guys ran it, but I know Schrader was pretty infamous running the Red Baron pizza scheme. And then again, there's a lot of good pizza throwbacks to go to.
We'll see how things go once we get going. It should be a fun one from tomorrow night's action. But it's Malik Ray in control right now. Novak, Voides, and Johnson, your top four. 14 laps to go from Darlington. Green flag is out. Ray moving a bit to the left with the tire spin, but looks solid. Novak trying to keep the outside. Now he's under attack instead. Novak nearly to the wall.
They were door to door. They're going into one. Malik Ray able to pull through Voides. They're going to get the opportunity. They'll get side by side with Zach Novak. Off of two, gets a little bit loose, gives the position to Novak.
Novak in turn pushing Ray to the corner. Already a lot of people slipping and sliding throughout said corners. Crowd's losing ground to Johnson 2 by 2 as Handcamp and Moore try and gain ground. You know who's gaining a lot of it? Graham Boland already to 7th in the Hornet's Nest. He's trying to avoid the contact in front. Voides nearly slid in front of both lanes. Able to hold on to it.
That Handcamp to his outside, actually running front outside the couch now, running the champions line up there by the wall, giving himself a Darlington scrap, maybe 2, maybe 3. Moving his way though through this top 5, picking them off one by one. Just picked off Everett Couch. Now he's got Julian Voides in front of him. Cody Johnson though up to 3rd.
Johnson, a solid night, has been in the top 4 basically the whole evening so far. Now he's got a chance to breathe on the 4 tires from the previous pit cycle. Is there going to be enough time, or better yet, good enough chances to make the move? That's the huge question. Interesting enough, Novak trying to make some moves on the old tires. Still can't get to the inside quite yet.
I'm absolutely blown away the fact that Zach Novak is not only hanging on with Malik Ray, but able to literally make an attempt for the lead on this older rubber, able to pull something out of his hat that I don't think anyone expected tonight. Cody Johnson able to kind of reel in a little bit each lap, about a 10th faster than their leaders right now. So he's closing right up that back bumper of Zach Novak. Malik Ray Blade that's fallen off quite a bit though before.
Up to the top this time, Novak on the switch around. It's interesting how the lane progression has worked out over the years here. Drivers a couple years ago able to make the 2nd or 3rd lane towards the top to be able to work last year the Coke Series, or a couple years ago as well. Tonight, a lot of people trying top and bottom line in 3 and 4.
I like how we say the bottom line. When you look at the whole scheme of the track, it's still towards the top, but you can't really much use the top 2.5 lanes here, if that. But Cody Johnson there in 3rd has used the bottom, the middle, the top, out every ounce of real estate in those top 2.5 lanes. Trying to make a move on Novak, though. Johnson looking for a 2nd win as far as the broadcast top split time slot goes here.
Down to 9 laps to go. The race flying fast here on iRacing. Novak still going toe-to-toe with a fellow Coke driver and Ray. Again, peek to the inside. Again, not enough space to get there. Here comes Cody Johnson, though. He's got the freshest tires out of all 3 of them. To the inside for 2nd. Here comes the 4 truck.
Novak with the outside advantage going through 1 and 2. He was able to hang on. A little contact maybe, though. Right in front of your leaders. That was, or their leaders are going at it. That was absolutely crazy. I can't believe they didn't touch here. But Zach Novak hang on to that 2nd spot.
Looking towards some of the battles as well with Bob Bryant. He's trying to peel Cole Potkin off the wall. In fact, he just about indeed has in the 6 machine. Bob, since his appearances in the Coke Series, also busy behind the scenes, also has run a lot of the 2000s era cars. A lot of rumblings about that we'll hopefully see later. You know who's rumbling to the inside again? Johnson. He's got Voides trying to push him. Novak playing defense for the high side still.
That side-by-side the last couple laps is one allowed Voides to close up with Malik Ray to pull away over half second now over Zach Novak. Cody Johnson still trying to make the inside work, but he's not able to quite get it to stick.
6 to go. Caution flag is out. This is going to set up a close restart in the end. And our caution this time is for Kyle Carpenter. He's running 17th at the top of the yellow flag. Appears he's made contact with Eli Carter to bring us under yellow. And now we see what the strategy roulette comes out with.
I think we're seeing probably most guys stay out. We're going to go green with only a handful of laps left, and we see what the older tires are able to hang on and do. But seeing the replay there, it's, Kyle Carpenter hard in the wall off the nose of Eli Carter. So Carter in the 23, Carpenter in the black and gold 20 truck. So not the first time Carter's been involved in an incident tonight, but that might be the last one for Carpenter. I think it's going to hard hit up in this one. Hard contact, just comes off the wall a little bit, and then Carter comes up, coming off of turn 4. So you see him kind of single file here through 3 and 4, and then coming off the corner, Carter just kind of, I don't know if he comes down or if Carpenter comes up. It's tight racing. Oh, and just a hard hit there for Carpenter.
And ends up losing a lot of parts to his race car and truck as a result. But there's now going to be the question, how do things go on pit road? Well, the answer is track position more important, even with the tire spin. Handcamp, Evans, Bomar, Doucette, Basin amongst those in, but most of your leaders do not want to risk going to the back with less than 4 laps to go.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who is able to make up the most time on that new rubber. I don't think I'm going to be able to really make up a ton of time, as most of the top 15 or so guys stayed out. So you're going to have to make up a ton of spots. Maybe not quite that many. At least your top 10, though, are going to be on that older rubber, and only a handful of laps, you're going to run out of time.
So a lot of drivers getting the service pretty quickly done. Handcamp will be the first on Freshie's downside. 14th is the starting spot. Still in the green if you care about iRating, but not in the green if you like being in the front for top 10 finishes. So now, remember, if we get to the white flag, when it comes to a situation like this, it's a race simply to the checkered. We'll see if we get the official GWC or a natural one. If we get the natural, there's one more attempt after that. If we get the official GWC, it's 2 laps to end it no matter what. We'll find out next time by, or just about now in fact, what we get. And the answer is, it's the natural one.
Coming to, we do get that post forward of that green-white checker. So if we wreck here before we get to the white flag, you have to force our 1 green-white checker. If they wreck before they get back to the white flag, then after this attempt on the official quote-unquote green-white checkered, that will end the race under caution. So you get to the white flag, no matter what happens, the whole field can wreck out. We are ending under green flag conditions. But we'll see how it works out, though, for these guys.
A 2-lap shootout to decide it from Darlington. Just about 3 miles to go. Malik Ray is your control truck. He's led for 34 laps so far here tonight. Novak led 3 by staying out. In second, Johnson, Villedas, Krautz, Bolin, your top 6. Bryant, Zimma, Hawken, and Long round out your top 10. The slow roll to decide it from Darlington. The natural green-white checkered potentially could be the deciding factor here. Let's see if we get to the white. Green flag is out. 2 laps to go.
Great restart for Cody Johnson in third. Going to get side by side with Zach Novak before they enter turn 1. Malik Ray, though, earned the advantage through 1 and 2.
Ray already clear. Johnson getting around. We've had some spins in the back involving all the fresh tires. We stay green still. Ray still trying to play some defense. Johnson trying to get the run. Johnson thought about the slide job. Can't get alongside yet as Ray sticks in high side.
If we get to the white flag, which looks like we are, we're into this thing right here, right now, no matter what. Jonathan Evans with his spin out back, but Johnson gets a great run off of turn 4 to go close up to the back bumper. Malik Ray last lap here at Darlington.
Final time around with the white flag, everybody waving. Ray looking to hold on for one more set of corners on the 2 tires. He plays defense inside. Johnson on the 4 tires. Does he try a slide job? He goes high side instead. Ray makes it stick to the low side. For the 2nd straight week, Malik Ray will come into turn 4 to pick up the win, this time at Darlington.
I hate to say I picked him, but I picked him.
You definitely picked him. Malik Ray was able to pick out the W here tonight. He gets it over Johnson and Novak. His 2nd straight S.O.F victory. At the back of the field, this was the chaos that did not bring out a caution. The 21 thought 3 wide, and some people got hooked before the line.
A tough go around there for Jonathan Evans, who Actually, looks like he might have wrecked after line two. Not just sit up and spun up by himself, but yeah, tough go run for Evans. Ran top 10, at least top 15 most of the night, and going close to the 17th place finish. And Alec Daffin, Eli Carter, Aaron Plymouth, and Philip Zarzynski. Looked like they got some light race incidents as well.
So burnout time for Malik Ray. He gets the victory here on iRacing social media platforms and Maconi Entertainment. He's your S.O.F race winner from Darlington, the Maconi Fixed Series. Post-race coverage coming up in a moment. Take a step aside. When we come back, we'll talk things over. You're watching iRacing for C Fixed action from Darlington.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to tonight's coverage of Maconi Fixed Series Racing here on iRacing social media platforms and on Maconi Entertainment. Tonight's action brought to you by Maconi Setup Shop, the official setup shop of eNASCAR. Let's take a look at the in-session results. Again, for official racing, all lineups are official. Malik Ray gets himself a second straight dub in this time slot. Cody Johnson finishes second on the 4 tires. Zach Novak rounds out the top 3. Boydes and Bolin inside the top 5, so 3 drivers with top-level eNASCAR experience in the top 5. Croughton Lawn, Zimma, Bryant, and Bonar. What a recovery for James, by the way. He spun around, correct me if I'm wrong, twice, if not 3 times tonight, Braden.
Bomar definitely had an interesting night. And then Cole Pocken, right behind him, also quite interesting. Dylan Basin in 12th. Jalen Hankamp, we talked about him quite a lot tonight, starts at the top 10, finishes 13th. Ryan Doucette, another pro-level driver, only picked up 4 spots throughout this whole event. He's going to finish 14th. Rodrigo Dominguez spins out late in this one, if I recall correctly. At least at some point, he was spinning around. Had a great save, though. On 15th, Jesus Andrade, and 16th, and Jonathan Evans there was part of the last lap. I guess shenanigans is a great way to put on the restart. The last restart, 17th, Alec Daffin 18th, Eli Carter 19th, Aaron Clemens 20th, Philip Zarzynski in 21st. They're all 1 lap down. Kyle Carter in 22nd, 5 down. And technically, Cody Keller is the only one to actually lead the session 25 laps in.
So we talked about him at the running order here tonight here on Maconi Entertainment. We'll get the opportunity to speak with some of the drivers as we have your first and third finishers already on deck. Malik Ray, for the second straight week, is your winner here tonight in S.O.F Racing here on iRacing social media platforms. Malik, you get it done again. This time it took a little bit of an interesting twist. Your thoughts on Darlington and its win tonight?
I enjoyed Darlington a lot. I know the track was pretty gripped up because it was at night. And I had an enjoyable time. After I got drove through, after that, I was just enjoying myself after that. I had to hold off Zach a little bit, but I also know that he had damage too, so I know that was hindering him a good bit.
So you took the two-tire call. How was the truck feeling after the call? And in turn, how was it trying to play the defense with the two tires, especially with 4 tires of Johnson behind you?
I was just plowing on 2 tires. I was just trying to keep Zach in second because I knew that he had older tires and he had damage. Like, I was pretty slow on the 2 tires. It's just they couldn't get organized enough to be able to get by me.
So, on that note here, you get the job done for a second straight week. Next time out, curious if you will see you next week because it's North Wilkesboro. Let's throw back the time. It's still the 1987 layout.
I don't even think I own that track, so I don't think you're going to see me for that one, unfortunately.
Well, we'll see if you get that work together. Believe it was the All-Star race host in the Coke Series about 4 or 5 years ago. On that note, Malik, let you get to what Malik Ray does.
All right, I'll see you guys later.
Malik Ray picks up the win tonight. He gets it done here at Darlington. We also have third place tonight. Zach Novak, interesting enough, decided, you know what? I'm going to kick on the Twitch stream, going to kick myself into the field, or rather, put his truck into the field, and then got kicked around a little bit. Zach, how are you feeling on the third?
Well, that was definitely a lot of fun. Very glad to just manage to make it home somehow without pitting the whole race. So, like I said, just fun race. Got to battle a little bit and got involved in a wreck and managed to bring home third.
How was it feeling on the old tires? For reference, Ray said he wanted you to be in second because he knew you were on old tires for defense.
Yeah, basically the minimal amount of grip you would expect. It was just enough to hang on, but that was about it. Definitely could not make any moves or anything like that. So once Malik got by me, I knew that it was second at best, and I was just trying to hang on.
So on that note here tonight, you're also having a solid season in the Coke Series right now, coming off, of course, the wild one at Dega. Now, the focus, of course, goes to Charlotte for you in that series. What is the preparation looking like so far for May the 21st?
Well, we haven't quite started yet. We've done a little bit of early prep, but nothing crazy yet. But definitely need to get to work on that soon. And, Charlotte was a good track for our team last year, so hopefully we can carry some of that over and put together a hot rod.
Well, on that note, Zach, thank you very much for the time. Congratulations, the top 3 here tonight.
Thank you, guys.
Zach Novak comes out to play and gets the top 3 for his efforts on old tires. Like to thank first and third for taking the time to speak with us during post-race coverage here on Maconi Entertainment. On that note here tonight, Braden, your final thoughts on this one, as in the end, 2 tires, 4 tires, no tires, all finished top 3.
Yeah, I still can't believe that strategy worked out for Zach Novak. I thought it was going to fall off like a brick there at the end of it, but able to hang on and keep it going and bring home a solid podium. Cody Johnson, another podium for him, and Malik Ray goes back-to-back. So typically I'm not very good at picking, solid drivers, but I picked Cody Johnson, and not picked to win, but they said they're going to have a good run halfway through and picked Malik Ray to win early in the show. So I think I need to go buy a lottery ticket.
So, on that note, we'd like to remind you tomorrow night that Road to Pro action is here on iRacing social media platforms for Top Split Racing via Maconi Entertainment. That coverage starts again at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Be sure to tune in and be sure to see who has their throwbacks ready to go. The next time out for this series is North Wilkesboro, a throwback in time and a short track to boot. That will be May the 15th. See how things play out. That week starts on the rotation the day prior to said calendar postings. On that note, though, we'd like to thank the race sponsor, Maconi Setup Shop, as well as our viewers for tuning in. Calling the action tonight was myself, Justin Prince, alongside Brilliant Laster for the Arc Menard series, Nolan Rempel producing. Thanks to all the viewers for watching tonight's racing action, and we hope you stay tuned to our social media pages for next race. Thanks once again to the entire staff for bringing this race to you tonight. This has been a production of Maconi Entertainment. We'll see you tomorrow night for RTP.